So today we'll be talking about joining datasets using SSIS transformations. So let's first try to, where's this one? Okay, should have table I think this is the one, employees and departments. Okay, so we'll be doing, so we were writing T-SQL to join datasets. We were using unions, union all, and left join, inner join, full join, right join, that kind of stuff. You can do the same thing using SSIS transformations, and that's what we'll be learning today. And we will learn what are options, what are their differences, limitations, when to use them. That's the goal. All right, so I have very easy, very simple table so that to see exactly what's happening, I decided to create very simple table. All right, so employees, and so let's start from departments. Okay, so I have two tables. I have employee table, and I have 4 people. Carmen is CEO. She is owner of the company. She does not work in any department. She owns she works on all departments. She has only a very small company. They do sales, and so number 1 is production. Number 2 is the sales department. In the department table, I have a duplicate key because it used to be called sales, then they called online sales. That they changed the name of the department, and so imagine it's a table that has a duplicate. Like this is not true duplicate, this is partial duplicate. Per key, it's a duplicate, right? And also there's a now in this table, in this column. So this we will be using join operations. We'll try to join this dataset to this dataset in using SSIS. So let's first remember what is the difference between. So let me look at the agenda. What we'll talk about. So, okay. First, let's remember what is joins versus union. What is the difference? Let's just remind what it is. So let me ask this question from a class. So Jacob, can I ask a question? What is the difference between joins and union? That's an interview question. That's very easy. Introduction interview question. Usually interview questions start from an easy question to know the level of handling. All right.
Joins combine 2 or more tables or the same table using horizontal joining. Union combines tables using vertical.
Yes, but you have to give more specific answer because the interviewer might not understand what you're trying to say. Joins combine columns, unions combine rows. You can say that, right? For example, it's gonna be so it will joins is used to grab a couple columns from one table, a couple columns from other table, and it will put them side by side. But a union will combine rows, means it puts data from one table on top of another table, right? So something like that. All right, yeah, that's true. There's another question, interview question as well, easy level. Jacob, that's it. Thank you. So now union versus union all. Okay, so let me ask Azamat, what is the difference between union and union all? Hello? Hello, Azamat? I cannot. Union all takes all columns, all right? And what about union? Azamat is typing his answer, and he says union all takes all columns. All right, that's very, union takes only common columns. No, that's not, you have to, this is a very easy interview question, and you have to know the answer for it. Please review this. You might be saying correct thing, but you're not describing it correctly. So let me ask from someone else. Victoria, what are you saying? What is the difference between union and union all?
Union all will not like eliminate the duplicate, and union will like filter your data and eliminate the duplicate.
Okay, good answer. Almost correct. I mean, it's correct, but you can actually speak a little bit more on it because it's such an easy question. When you guys get easy questions, try to be. Imagine you guys are very professionals, like you have been working in this field a lot, and you talk like an expert. So you have to give this impression when you talk. Even you know little, you have to be able to sell. But believe me, when you start working with Americans, I have nothing against with Americans, but they have really good sales skills. Even they know little bit, they sound so much that you think they know everything. Even you know more than them, you feel like you are like nobody in front of them when they talk. So you have to have that skill, like sales, sell yourself. Union versus union all. The union so union, one difference I want to type in here. Union does distinct sort. Union all does not do distinct sort. Will not eliminate duplicates. So distinct sort means it's just basically eliminates the duplicate from the result. That's why union is slower. Union all is faster. So union and union all both of them used to combine rows. They both of them do the same operation, but union does one extra work, which is distinct sort, which is expensive operation. It removes duplicates. Union all will not do that. That's why it's faster. So if we don't care about removing duplicates, then we can use the union all because union all is faster. That's what you need to say. So today, we will be talking about joins. What are these some transformations available in SSIS that does joins, and we'll be talking about unions as well. So let's see an example for both of them. For union, example for it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take that and say one is flag. I'm gonna put a flag column because I want to know what data is coming from where. Because union all is that's what SSIS transformations do. Union all. That's what we'll see. It's not gonna do union. Union you have for doing union you have to do some extra sort and this and that kind of like sort operation. You have to add some extra transformations. The SSIS will do union all. It will do the less expensive one. Our goal with SSIS transformation is to achieve this. So the same data coming from one table and same data is coming from the other table. And this is the flag. So this is the flag. That's what we'll achieve today with the help of SSIS transformation. This is example for union. Now example for join. So we'll see two types of joins. So one is we learned inner, left, right, and full joins, right? So one example for that would be joining two tables. Let's see an example for that. So that's case one. It can be left, it can be inner, it can be whatever your choice is, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is an example for our scenario. So let's not let's do this. These headers, put the answer here, because later on when our transformations will start returning data sets, we want to be able to compare with. So that's what we need to achieve with the help of SSIS. So that's case one. So case two, exists. You can also use exists. It's not really join, it's joins and matching. That's what I mean. What the SSIS stuff that we'll be doing is we will match records from this table to this table with the help of joins or with the help of exist. You can do the same thing. And let's see an example for that. So who saw difference here between these two sets? So imagine that this two rows is coming from the other table. So imagine like this. Let's not do star here. Dot. Star. Let's take everything from the E side. Okay. So what is the difference between this and this? Who can see the difference and who can tell me about that? Farouk is saying that without duplicate. Can you explain what you mean? Yes. Hello.
There are David. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, in our first table there are Davids, and also the second table there are one David, and it looks like a without null value.
So, like you said, you were saying, Brandon is there, David is there, Katie is there, but Brandon is coming only one time. Also, it's Carmen is not there. So basically, this is kind of inner join. Inner join, but similar to inner join, right? So first of all, it's not including Carmen. Why? Because Carmen does not exist. Carmen's department does not exist in the departments table. If you remember, let's look at the tables again one more time. So here's Carmen's, we are joining between department IDs, and Carmen's department ID is null. So that's why it's not finding anything in the department. Null is not equal to null, so it's not matching it there, right? So it's not getting Carmen in this case. Also, David, it's checking for existence. Farouk, you are right. You are on the right track, but the way you are explaining, you have to be give more description. So what you are trying to say is, David, when you join, David comes twice, but when you do exist check, you check whether David's department exists in a department table or not. If it exists one time, if it exists 100 times, you don't care. As long as it exists, that's all you care. That's why when you choose exist from this, when you choose that row from this table, so that's what exist does. Exist will return one row, even if it finds a lot of matches from this table, it's not gonna care for the rest of the matches. It will stop right there, because as long as if it finds one match, it will stop. Usually, exist is faster than using joins if you write it correctly, because when you're joining like this table, and where is our join? Join. Maybe I have rewritten the join somewhere. I don't want to write the join again, but when you join two tables, every row should match to another one to find the final answer. But when you do exist check, computer is not going to work like that. It's going to find, it will take the Brendan and his ID, it will go to the department table, and it will start looking. As long as it finds that ID one time, it will stop looking for it. That's it. David does the same thing, but with the join, it's not like that. David's department ID is taken, it goes to the department, and finds for that value from every row. And then if it finds two matches, it has to put 2 times. If it finds 3 matches, it has to put 3 times. If it finds n times, you will see David n times. With a join, that's why on a join condition, with the joins, you have to put index on a joining column. Otherwise, it's going to be expensive join operation. You should have an index. You have to, basically your join key should be sorted. That's why join operation is very expensive operations when you don't have a index on the joining columns. When we talked about indexes, if you guys remember, I pointed out, pay attention to the column that you guys are joining. If you are using this column to join, then you should have an index on that column. Index means that column is sorted, so that's gonna be easier for a database engine to find the matches. But as exist, it does not care if David's department comes how many times in this table. It does not care. It just, as long as it sees one time, that's it. It's going to grab that. So that's what it is. That's exactly the same idea is built in SSIS. Exactly the same thing is applied in SSIS. So for this, doing exist check, SSIS will use lookup transformation. For this, exactly the joins, when you write the joins, we have written so many joins. I don't have to show you one more time. It's a syntax for all of you at this point. So when you do this, SSIS will use merge join transformation. So as you see, lookup is way better transformation because it's faster. It does not care about things. Sometimes you can do like you can actually achieve. This is right now. It's like similar to inner join in this case. But you can also do left join as well, something like doing like this, like copy, that, union all, Control V, and then right here you say not exist, and then you do like that. Here you go. So the lookup transformation can do this as well. This as well. Both of them is possible using lookup. But the idea, how it works, how it approaches to join two data sets is it's like exist operator. But it's not. It may return very similar results, but it's not exactly identical with matching, join matching. Join, if you don't want to join, if you really want to join, you have to use merge join. And that's what we'll see today. And if you want to do union all, in this case, if you want to do this, the SSIS will offer you two transformations for that. One is merge, another one is union all transformations. And this four transformation that we'll talk about, they have so many differences, so many points that you have to pay attention, and they are also interview questions. They are tricky questions. They want to catch you. Let's actually talk about them. I have tried to put everything in this PowerPoint, but before going over this PowerPoint, I think we should actually see examples before talking about their differences, small nuances. All right, so we're gonna create another package, and let's call it, rename it. I decided to put numbers because it started getting messy, so I'm gonna say 4 dot, and it's I'm gonna first talk about merge join. Let's start with this. Merge join transformation. Let's see an example for that. Merge join transformation. For that, this week we're only doing ETL, which is going to be data flow task. Right? And so guys, ETL, try to familiarize yourself, go over all the transaction, like transformations when you have like free time. Just click on it, read the description. If you have a book, a little bit, because everything is very descriptive. We're not going to be able to see every transaction. You don't have that time. Like, you're not going to use 90% of those transactions, the transformations, maybe like 80% of them, you will never use them. You will mostly use like 10-20% of them all the time, and that's the ones that we'll see this week. So like, it might be interview question. I don't really think that those will be interview questions, but just for your own reference, if you have some time, just go over and see all of them. As soon as you read their description, you exactly know what's going on. You don't have to memorize them, not at all. Just when you read the name, definition will stick in your mind. That's just for the purpose. All right, so let's see example for merge join. First, we'll bring the data. Okay, and the data will come from two sources. Let's suppose if the data is on the same database, why you want to write the join transformation in the SSIS package? You would never do that, and no one would ask you to do that. Usually, you will use this join transformations because the data lives in different place. This data is in different server. This data is in different. It's possible this data is Excel data. This is database data. This is coming from a cloud. This is can be on your premise, on your local database. So the data sources are different, but in our example, we're grabbing the data from the same place, just to understand the transformations. right? And this is one of the tables, and we will bring employees. Let's preview. That's good. Okay. And then the other one is gonna be the departments. That's the table we saw. And now let's use the merge join. Okay. So this is our merge join that will use that's the one that we talked about. This is that we will if you're doing this type of joins, usually it does inner join, left join, and let's remove this because right join is basically it's just exactly like left join, just basically syntax difference, right? So let's not forget, let's not mention that because in the merge join transformation, you have these three options, and that's what we'll see. We have to achieve this. We have to, from employee table, we have to grab the all employees, and when it matches per department, we have to take the department name. Come back, and let's try to grab data from here, and it will ask you, this table, is it left table or right table? That's what it's asking. This table is my left table. And okay, and this table now, when it's left, it's not gonna ask, hopefully, because this is gonna be right table. All right. So when join happens, I don't want to write it at the destination. I don't want to waste time for that because it takes time for configuration. I'm gonna just put multicast because I want to enable the data viewer and see what's coming. But you see, there's error here. It's a very important aspect of a merge join. That's something that you will be asking during interview. Can you share the tables, please? At the end of the class, I will share. Is it okay, Azamat? Do you mind, or are you using it right now as you see, as you're watching the video, as you watching this? Okay, Azamat is using the tables. Now I have to share if class wants. Let's. I'm gonna go here, guys. You can do the same thing. Tasks. What you need to do is, right there, script and database, the database as create, right here. Okay, let's generate scripts. Next, and I'm gonna choose the tables that I need. I'm gonna need employees and departments. Okay, and now I wanna put it in. Don't wanna put it in a file. I wanna put it in a new query window, hopefully. And also on advanced mode, you guys need to come here instead of just the schema, create VDL statements. Also, I want insert statement, which will give me data as well, schema and the data. Say okay, say next, next. This is very helpful, guys. If you may use, I'm telling you, you will use this a lot when you're working. Okay, so this is why did I not choose? It's not grabbing data from. No, it's grabbing data from all of the tables. That's good. I don't need this part. There you go. There we go. Okay, I'll come here. So what it's saying? So it's saying that this is sorted property must be true on both of this transformation. This is complaining when you use merge join in SSIS ETL, which will help you to join database, your source tables should be sorted. This is a requirement because whoever built SSIS, they know when you join two tables, if your join keys are not sorted, that operation will be super expensive. That will be like that. If you are like joining two data sets, which are millions of rows, it may take you 10 days to do the job, which can take 5 minutes versus 10 days. 1 hour versus 10 days is a good comparison. So that's why they said, okay, let's put some limitations so that whoever using SSIS, they have to give, if they want to use merge join, which will do this, this operation, we need to request them to give us sorted data. That's why they put this limitation. When you use merge join, you have to give data as a sorted on joining keys. That's so if let's say data is not sorted, first of all, if data is coming from a relational database, you can write order by statement and you can sort it. But what if the data is coming from what if it's coming from X files or some Excel files or this and that? So you cannot guarantee, let's say that you are in a position that you cannot guarantee that it's not sorted. So what you can do is you can actually use another transformation, which is sort transformation. So if you guys see ETL packages that use merge join, you will see always sort operate like a sort transformation with them most of the time, because they go hand by hand most of the time. And then that's gonna be a left. Okay, they are still red because we didn't decide which is the sort key. So which one we need to sort here, guys? Which guys, what column I have to sort here? What do you think? Suggestions? What I'm trying to join on? What key will be the join key?
Department ID?
Exactly, that's the one that you need to sort. Same thing here, department ID, not the ID, not anything else. The column that's being used for join, that needs to be sorted, okay? As soon as it's sorted, now we will come here. Department ID is mapping to department ID. It's working perfectly fine. Now we have to, so this one, for example, you can do this. If you try that, that's it. Oh no, you cannot use it because that's not sorted. It has to be sorted. Yes.
So that means we should sort it out by the column that we are gonna combine two tables.
The join key. You have to sort on a join key. Exactly.
Thanks.
So here now, what I want to grab? I want to grab ID from the employee table, name from employee table. I don't want department ID. What I want to get is I want to get department name, and I want to call it, instead of the name, I want to call it department. And here, employee name. That looks good. And here is the options you can do: inner join, left join, full join. So let's say left join. Okay. Error is gone. And let's run our package. There's the from employee table, I'm getting David twice because he joined, he matched with his ID was matched two departments. One was the old name, one was the new name. So that's why we getting two rows here, because it's a just a join operation. Also, what you are seeing here is what is weird is Carmen is joining with department and it's finding other. That's weird and that's not correct. That doesn't happen in real life, right? Because let's now I have to write the join. Now I have to write the join syntax. Okay, let's do that. Because when we wrote that join statement here, we didn't see that because the database does not work like that. Relational databases never join on a null key. Let me explain what I'm trying to say here. Left join e dot department ID. Carmen is not getting her department name. Why? Because if you guys remember the source tables, Carmen's join key has a null, and the department also has a null. Null is not equal to null in database because we have by ANSI standards, by American National Standard Institute that puts some standards for SQL internationally. It does not allow null to be null by default. You can make it change, but even you make a change, SSIS is not going to know that change because SSIS uses OLEDB connection. OLEDB connection will use ANSI standard. It will never do that. So this is getting, the Carmen is getting other department from here. This is not correct situation, so you have to fix it. And fortunately, there's a way of fixing it. So you have to grab, you have to touch on it, and you can say can properties, but I already have a properties window open. And right here, if you guys see here, it says treat nulls as equal, which is true. So you have to say false because you don't want this to happen. You don't want nulls to treat. You don't want to treat nulls as a null. So that's if you say that. Now, if you run this, now you will see Carmen has null for her output for the after the joining the two tables, and that's what is very important. So what is wrong with merge join? Merge join is bad, and if the source table, if it's not sorted on a join key, don't use merge join because it's very expensive operation. It's very slow operation. It will put sort operation will put all data into memory, and then it will stop. Sort operator will stop everything until here. It will take all the input data into memory, and it will sort it, and then it will give the results to merge join. If you have millions of rows, you have to wait till million row come and put it into memory and sort, and then you start doing this. It's gonna be slow. It's gonna also your package may go out of memory. Your ETL will break. That's it. ETL will not work because you have millions of rows that you're sorting. So that's why it's very bad. But the good thing is you can actually change this behavior. But if your data is sorted at the source, then you can actually ignore this. Like you can actually use merge join if the source table, source data is sorted. But for that, you have to let merge join the data that's coming is already sorted. And there's a that property, which is called is sorted property. That's what you need to use. Like this, using it like this, it's okay when you are doing a join between smaller tables. Like maybe like 10,000 here, 20,000 here, 5,000, a couple hundred here. You can do it. It's still expensive operation, but you can do it. But when you're working with millions of rows, don't do that. All right, so let's see an example for how we can get rid of sort operation. What are the steps that we need to do? OLEDB source. OLEDB source will grab the same thing, data from reporting DB. What we'll do in this case is we'll write a SQL from employees ordered by department ID and preview working good. Department ID is ordered in this case. That's good. We'll say okay. And then here, same thing, same idea. Select star from departments. Oh, sure, sorry. Right. So what is happening here is this query is not running in your ETL. ETL is sending this query to this database. This query is running at the database level. That's why your SSIS package, the engine of the SSIS, memory of the SSIS, CPU of the SSIS, RAM of the SSIS, IO of SSIS is not getting impacted by this sort operation, order by operation, right? So review it. What happened? Error. This is called OLEDP. It was still okay for now. What happened?
Error, Adam, and is missing on the department ID.
Department. Oh, okay, just a spelling error. Okay, that is acceptable. That's good. Okay, so we sorted at the source, but this sorting is not enough for us to fix the problem, because merge join will not know that you have sorted. You have to let it know, and for that you have to use its sorted property. Its sorted property does not live in merge join. It will live here. You have to configure that. As soon as you configure that, merge join transformation will know that. So first, for that, you have to go to advanced editor. You have to go input output properties. It only can be done from here. This property window does not have that option. So source output. Is sorted false? No, it is true. And which key is sorted? You have to go to output, not external columns, output, and then you have to say department is the sort key. And now you can give it to here. You can say left. Okay. Now, properties. 1 second, I'm being. Okay, and I don't care about that. Output sorted through output department ID is the
Excuse me.
yes.
What are those external columns? It's the one that's in the database.
Yes, that's the external of SSIS packages, and it does not help you. This is output, meaning whatever we extracted from our external source. That's what the output is. Output means output of our E operation, extract operation.
Okay.
External means it does not live within SSIS. It lives somewhere else.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes.
When you did this, you ordered by this data giving request to the database, right now.
Right, yeah, right. So what I did is I really ordered it. If I didn't order, if I lied that I ordered, that's bad. You should not do that. Like if you didn't sort it, if the data is not sorted, don't say that, because your ETL will crash. If you have a lot of rows, it will just devastate the performance. It's gonna be very bad. So you have to make sure that it's sorted.
In the real environment, when you give this order by request to the database through SSIS right now, so that database will be kind of like archived, not live database or something.
No, the database is live. It's working. Otherwise, if the database is not live, it's not going to respond to your SSIS package. Your SSIS basically is sending a query to a database. Database will run that query and will send the data.
If it's like 1 million rows and other people are using that database too, so is it gonna give the pressure?
Absolutely, it will. It will
the database, not to SSIS, right? So
yes. SSIS will not get hurt, but somebody will get hurt. But that's like SSIS is not designed for doing RDBMS job. That's someone has to do the sorting, but that sorting should be done by a professional.
So that database gets the pressure, right?
Absolutely, yes, it does. Yes, that's true.
That's what I'm going to ask.
And that's why that's a good question. That's absolutely good question. When you schedule your SSIS package, when you run, usually you run it during nighttime or like during the business hours when it's slower, so that if this is very expensive ETL package, then you have to put the pressure when not everybody is using. Otherwise, you have to buy more hardware for your SQL Server engine to do hard work, because you have very expensive ETLs are working. And another thing is, like, you should not wait till the records become millions and billions in rows. You have to write like more incremental ETL packages, which will grab the data as long as it's like a 50,000 row records. It should grab it because before it becomes millions of rows. There are some performance tuning aspects we will talk in the future. Right now, don't worry too much about it.
Excuse me, the one that you wrote, that query, you should run it. You should request, like, write those queries during the night. You're saying, right? Like, not during the day.
Non-production hours.
Thank you.
I mean, no, anytime you can do it, but usually if it's really, really expensive, like a heavy ETL package, you want to schedule it when no one is using, so that your ETL will be faster. All the resources are yours. So just some suggestions, but don't worry about it. This usually millions of rows are used for ETLs when you are moving like a historical data, like a first time, and then as soon as you move that, then you will be moving just a smaller set of data every hour, so like a first run usually will be millions of rows.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, so I want to grab from a left table ID name, but from the right only department name, which is going to be department. And inner join is fine. Okay, and say yes. You see the error is gone. And let's see what the answer is. So let's do the left join actually, because the other one is also left. I want to see same output in them. There we go. One is giving us this, another one is giving us this. Same thing, I forgot to configure the property of this thing, which is gonna be treat null equal to null, should be false, and then it will give me a correct answer. Very important property. You should be careful, because SSIS is not relational database. It will not work. It will not handle nulls and duplicates correctly. So you have to handle it yourself. So now Carmen is null, Carmen is null. It's like working like very much similar to our joins. All right, so this is merge join transformation you can use to join data sets, merge join. The one important aspect is merge join will take 2 inputs only. It cannot join like when you write a T-SQL join, you can join 10 tables, right? You cannot achieve that. First, you have to join this, and then you have to use another merge join to join another merge join. You have to continue here and here and here. In one step, you cannot do that. But another aspect, sort key, it's the join key should be sorted. If you don't want it, you have to sort it at the source, and then you have to at the advanced editor, you have to configure is sorted property. All right, so let's save it. That was our merge join. Now, what is our second option, which is very popular? A lot of people don't use merge join because merge join has this sort key requirement. A lot of the ETL developers love using lookup, which is exist. Works like very much similar to exist. Let's use that. Where is it? Here. Lookup. Well, that's what we're gonna see. If you change the file, oh, I didn't. What did I do wrong? Dot DTXF. Okay, good. Now let's see. Look up for the same thing that what we did. Two sources. Not employee, but employees. Departments. And lookup. Actually, I don't need the second source where I'm doing lookup. Second source is within lookup. Multicast operation that I want to use the mesh. Okay. So when you use lookup, you have two things. You have source table, which is the table that is coming in, and you want to filter out some data based on matching. Like you want to say, for example, sales data is coming, and you want to get only those sales that belong to one region. For example, Asia region. For that case, you have to have some kind of reference table, which will help you to figure out, okay, this is American region. That's what I need to do to grab. So you will actually use join, but the purpose of your join is to make sure that data exists in that region, exists in that category, it matches to this category. It's like a like, for example, in the department, you want to grab only production employees, for example, or this or that, or so you kind of doing that type of joins, you know. So you have a source table and you have a lookup table. Lookup table is called reference table. So for the lookup table, I'm gonna and lookup has this two important points to consider. Let's not talk about this right now. First, without paying attention to this, we'll try to use lookup in a simple step, and then we'll come back and see their difference, because they make a lot of sense. They are very important considerations when using lookup. They make your output results different based on what you choose. Connection. In this connection, you have to find the reference table, the table that you want to join with this. But this table will be used for referencing only, like, you know, like you pick up only some columns from this table. In this case, we're going to use the departments table. All right. And here's another point. Reference table is in the lookup is put in the memory of the SSIS package. So that's why if your reference table is extremely huge table, so don't do table, use query, because in a table, you usually have extra columns that you are not going to use as a join, you're not going to use them. So always write a query, in your select list, take the columns that you need for this lookup operation. Never do select star from a table. That's bad practice. So what we're going to do is, we have a very small table, we don't have extra columns, but just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to do a query here. Select star from departments. What was the department ID and the name? Okay. Working good. Okay. And now I have to put the join condition. What is the join condition? Department ID should be joined with department ID. And now I want to grab every lookup transformation. By default, it will grab everything from the source table, right? Everything will pass. But from the lookup transformation, Also, you can grab from your reference table extra columns, like let's say department name. You can do that, and you can call it, give it the alias, DPT name, for example, and you say okay, and here's this viewer. Okay, and let's run this. Okay. So now Carmen is now, but she's getting department name. Brad is coming only once. Carmen is getting department name. If we come back here, now SQL Server, we wrote this case with union all, and our result was Carmen without department name. You know, like if you write, imagine here when you write a join statement, like let's look at this case. Carmen is not getting joined on that key because Carmen's department does not exist. ID doesn't exist. When the null is not equal to null, relational database will behave correctly by ANSI standards. But SSIS is not relational database. It will bring, so right now, what is happening is, by default, everything is being, at the reference table, departments table, everything is being cached, put into memory. As long as it puts everything into memory, it's gonna treat the data as a flat file, like some kind of flat file, and then whatever it's coming from the source fact, it's also a flat file. It's the matching that it's doing, existence matching. It's not gonna, it's not going to follow ANSI standards, which is not equal null. So when it's full cache, null will be equal to null. That's a very important point. But when you do partial cache, no cache, lookup will work a little bit differently. In the partial cache and full cache, the joining operation is not going to happen in SSIS. In this case, the joining operation will happen inside SQL Server. It will send the query to wherever the lookup is getting the data, it's going to send the query to there, and it will be run at that server. So let's see what is happening. Let's see the differences between full cache, partial cache, and no cache. Let's say we have at the source, we have this on, up, and on. Tom did $100 sales one day, another day he did 25, upset 5. And you get the idea. And this is the source table. Lookup table, also called reference table. You have a reference table and you have information about this people. So how it behaves when it's full cache, when it's partial cache, and when it's no cache. And this is a database table. Lookup table will grab the database table fully when you do full lookup. So what you're doing is here in the database table you have Tom and his attributes. His attributes can be, for example, his region. For example, he is from USA. Bob is Korean. And Russian. Larry is USA. Right? Something like that. So this is the database table lookup. When you do full, what it does is it's gonna bring the columns that you have requested. Oh, let's do this. Full cache. As you say full cache, everything will be copied and put into memory right away. It's gonna be fast lookup operation. So Tom will come here. It will look at the Tom. Oh yeah, I did not introduce another thing. I did not introduce duplicate. Tom used to live, let's say, Italy before. Now he's in USA. And let's say Larry has small letter Larry and big letter Larry. So let's give it a bigger letter here, L. That also is very important. Bigger letter, he is from, let's say, UK. Tom, okay. So full cache, that's it. Everything will be put in the memory. Fast operation, Tom will come. First of all, lookup cannot match Tom to this Tom because lookup is case sensitive. So I have to write in a small letter because otherwise it wouldn't be able to find it because SSIS is case sensitive. Full cache is also case sensitive. So first it comes and it says, okay, Tom is from USA. He puts USA here, and then USA here too, and USA here too. It does this operation very fast, efficient, as long as everything is here. The problem with it is, the bad thing about it, you have to put everything into this memory. Everything. The good thing is it's going to be fast lookup transformation because everything is available. But some things that you need to consider, this is when the comparison is going to be case sensitive. They have to be case sensitive. Another thing you have to consider is if you have, for example, duplicates at this reference, duplicates here, so let's say Bob, right? Who has duplicate here? Tom has two Toms. Look up how it works is it works like exist. It will come and check, okay, it will see the first Tom and he will take USA. It's not gonna care about Italy anymore because whatever it sees first, it will grab that stuff and it's not gonna continue looking for it. So things that you need to consider is case sensitivity, duplication, and full cache is null, equal to null. Another aspect when you're doing full cache is another. Is it equal or not? So that's another thing to consider. So if case sensitivity, if it's full cache, they have to have equal case. Otherwise, what you need to do is you have to use derived column transformation. You have to bring everything to uppercase and then do the joining like the transform. It's too much work. Duplication, if you have duplicates, don't assume it works like a joins. If you join, this Tom could get USA and Italy here. This Tom would be Tom 10 USA, Tom 10 UK, but it's not going to work. Full cache, it doesn't work like that. In the lookup, it will just take the first one whenever it says. So those three things to consider when you do full cache. What about partial cache? Partial cache and no cache will start empty in the memory. It will start empty. First Tom. Join condition is Tom, right? Tom is taken and it comes and sends query to a database. It finds Tom and then it will come and leave it here. Okay, it says he's from USA, and then another Tom. This time, Tom already exists. It does not come and send query here anymore. That's good because Tom already exists here. Bob does not exist. So Tom and the same query of the lookup transformation query will be sent again to a database to look for Bob. And then Bob information is taken. It's here. And then same idea goes. Send doesn't exist here, sends the query. Tom already exists. Is not gonna send the query. Larry is not gonna get joined because that will be joined. That's the good aspect of it is because why it's not case sensitive. So this is this case insensitive. Why it's case insensitive is because this operation is happening at the database. Database is case sensitive, and that's how database will return. These queries are not running in the memory. In the partial mode, queries are running in a database. It's sending query. Here, it will send query just as a select start. It will just bring the data, and then it will start matching in the memory. But here, it will bring the data for Tom, and then it will do the matching for Tom and stuff like that. So it's case insensitive. Duplication problem, yes. So what happens is, for Tom, as you see, Tom Italy didn't come here. Whatever the first match it brought, it's using the same thing. Duplication problem happens in both of them. It exists because, like I said, it's exist operation. It doesn't care how many times the Tom exists in this table. As long as it exists one, that's it. It's not going to keep checking for the next Tom. That's how lookup operation works. It's the big difference between merge join and lookup. Merge join is very similar to how you write join statement in SQL. Merge join will join with this one and with this one. Or this Tom, it will grab both the US and Italy with merge join transformation. Lookup is not going to do that. Lookup will take whatever the first Tom. That's it. Null not equal null here. Why? Because well, null is not equal null here. Why this is null is not equal to null? Give me 1 second. Someone is texting me from my work. They're not letting me go. If you need support producing new client-facing content for business reviews, please. Okay. Anyway, all right. So this is null is not equal null. Why? Because this query is being sent to a database. Database does not work null to equal. This is no cache is also same thing. It's the same problems exist here. I mean, the case insensitive, no problem there. Null is not null because it sends the query here. Duplication problem exists because it checks as long as it sees one time, that's it. But here's the problem. Here's what is happening here, guys. With no cache, what's happening is it will take the Tom, goes here, brings the Tom, paste it, and then next Tom, it remembers the last time it found, and it says, okay, I still have it. No, next one, it will use it. But on the third one, now it needs to look for Bob. It brings, okay, it's Bob. No, it's not Bob. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. It deletes it, and it brings the Bob, puts it here, and then he's from Korea. Sam, he's gonna delete again, and then he will go send the query. So it's gonna send a lot of queries to a database. Because Tom is coming again. Now, this 2 times we had Tom already in the memory. It's deleted. So for this Tom now, again, it has to go to a database. So this part, no cache, will have to send a lot of queries to a database. The good thing with no cache, you don't put anything into memory much, so your memory will be empty. Partial cache will have some stuff in your memory. So it's kind of somewhere in between. Still, it has to send a lot of queries here. So there's a difference between those 3 operations. So another thing to worry about is this no match. When you join on certain column, if it doesn't find any matching stuff, what happens? I will say, okay, let's run it. Here you go. This error is happening now. When you do full cache, you have everything in the memory. At least you're finding some kind of match. But with this operation, first you will not have anything. It will start as an empty. Tom cannot find anything. So when that happens, by default, what you are saying is, when specify how to handle rows with no matching. When you first start, this cache stuff will be empty, right? So when it's empty, Tom will not find its match. So when it doesn't find match, then it has to send a query. But at this point, when it doesn't find the match, it's what you are saying. You're saying failed it. So it has to be changed when you're doing partial cache. So if you guys remember, error, we had a truncation error, and it has 3 options. You were supposed to, by default, everything is failed. You can also redirect rows to error output as if you treat that as an error, or you can ignore it. In this case, you have to use between this and this. Most of the time, you will use this most, because you don't want to fail it, definitely. And it's basically not error case. It's maybe you will come up with some kind of logic. You will use this too, but usually use ignore failure option or this option. When you use this option, your ETL package will work as an inner join. When you select this, your ETL package will work as a left join. And let me explain what I'm saying. Let's ignore failure. Ignore failure. If it does not find anything, then it's gonna put null value for that stuff. So I'm gonna do this and run it. Here you go. For Carmen, we didn't find match because Carmen's department ID did not match with department name's ID because they are null, and it's sending the query to a database. In the database, null is not equal null. That's why it's sending null, because you said if you don't find anything, ignore it. When it ignores, it will put null there. So it's working like a left join. But when you say lookup transformation as a redirect rows to no match output, in this case, you have to put another multicast and do this, because here we want to see what is no match. When Carmen's ID is null, department ID also has a null value. They are not gonna match because null is not equal to null. Database never gonna match them. So Carmen will be direct to different row, different branch, these 3 rows will go to a different branch. That's how it works. It's like basically your match output will be inner join, meaning it will find match from this table, from this table. There you go. There you go. So this branch is your inner join, and this branch is the join part, the part of the left join where the Carmen couldn't find its match. Also, in here, what I'm guessing is, did we, in the lookup transformation, did we choose columns? Department, yes, but in the viewer, yeah, actually, department ID is there, department name is there. What about this one? Yes, this one doesn't have the department name. Why it doesn't have the department name? Because no match. It didn't find any match. That's why it doesn't have. All right, so this is how lookup is working. It's checking based on like not like a joins on condition. It's checking based on exist. In T-SQL exist, it's something like this. So what it does is it's gonna take the source queries row and it will check at the reference table, does it exist at the reference? If it exists 10 times, that's it, doesn't care. It will just select one time only. That's how the lookup transformation works. And also it's case sensitive, it nulls, you have to be careful with them. For example, case sensitivity, I'm using the ID column for a join. If let's say if I was joining based on some other column, that wouldn't match. Lookup transformation, when it's using the full cache, it's case sensitive. Tom, for example, Larry and Larry will not match. When it's in partial non-cache, Larry and this Larry will match because those queries will be run not at the memory but at the database. Okay. So this is the third.
Excuse me, I have a question. Can you go back to your
management
the spreadsheet? Why the Larry is matching with the last Larry, not the previous one?
This
Which is
Larry,
from the USA? Yeah. In the partial cache.
because Larry, in this case, it should, you are correct. The first one is USA, it should grab the first one.
Okay.
Absolutely, that's correct logic. So if whatever comes first, it will grab that. It's not going to grab the second one. But the logic here is, it will, when it's doing the stuff in the memory, uppercase L is not equal to lowercase l in SSIS. In a database, when this is happening at the database, they're equal. They will match, but not in this case. That was the point. Good catch. I changed it, and that's good question, and that's the answer. Why? You always get the first value, not the second one. Okay, and the last thing we need to do is we have to talk about, we saw this one first, the joins part, examples for joins matching. We saw this case one, which is merge join. We saw this exist, and we did this one. But now the last thing we need to do is we have to do a union all operation using merge and union all. This one. Okay. That can be just one package. Very easy operation. Merge this union all. Okay, so again, I'm gonna first I'm gonna use the union all because union all is way better than merge. The union all first. Let's say we have three sources, and what we're getting is actually, you know what? Let's write a query. Employees and from employees, I'm gonna take one and call it a flag column. Let's see. Yes, it is returning. Good. Query P. This is second database, different database, and we're writing that. In this database, we will give it a flag of number 2. This is different server, different database. Okay, same thing here. This is the third source. First, another one, and we're going to say 3. Okay, and union all is used. Super fast operation. So, everything is getting recognized because why? Because column names are same. Like you write union statements. If you guys remember, the both of your queries should have equal number of columns. Their data types should match. So in your first source, ID should be integer, integer, integer. If it's a varchar, it should be varchar, varchar, something like this. So because the names are correct, it's matching. Otherwise, you would have to let's say choose the column yourself. Like name is matching with name, but let's say you want to do it with department from different one. You'd have to configure yourself. Like choosing, but it's fine automatically finding everything. You don't have to do it in this case because the names are matching. Data viewer and run it. That's it. So what's happening is it's bringing the same table from different places. This is the first source. This is second source. This is the third source, and their IDs are coming like however it exists in the source side, like that. So it's very easy, nothing too complicated. Hopefully, let's see the merge. Merge also will get it from databases. I'm gonna write a query, and they have to be sorted because it's merge. It exactly has the same limitations as merge join, but this merge is very helpful. Like you don't want to use it most of the time. Usually, I don't see it's not very popular. It's not used a lot. Order by ID, I think. Employee ID. Okay, so it's ordered by that. Second one. Number 2. And okay. Now, not because we are trying to show in this case merge transformation. You see, there's merge join. Merge join is using joins. Merge is using for union. Same problem it will give us right now. So it's going to be merge input. Okay. Another input. Okay. Test. But the source, it says source should be source should be sorted. Okay. And ID is the one that I want to sort. ID is the one that I want to be the sort key. Here, and it's the same thing. It's sorted through. ID is the sort key. Error is gone. And we have two results. So this is from the first ETL, the extract and transform. This is the second extract transform. So that, as you guys see, merge is giving us the ID and it's sorted. If you want your output to be sorted, then you want to use merge for unioning data or combining rows. But if you don't care about how it's sorted, because you want to bring the data to a destination, and then at the destination you can sort it. Even if it's like Excel file, you can sort it. Even if it's in a database, if the database has a primary key will sort the data anyway. It has its own logic. So you know, like usually everyone uses Unino. Another difference is Unino can have as many outputs as has. Merge has to have only 2 outputs. It cannot have more than 2 2 sources. That's what I'm trying to say. Only when you care about sorting, that it creates its output will be sorted. You see, it's sorted 111, 88. The IDs here, it's not sorted. That's the only difference. But this is very expensive operation. The sorting, you don't want to use this. You better use Uninol. Uninol is more preferred. Just very quite rare cases you use this. So that's it. It does not have much to talk about. Very easy operation. And let's go back to our presentation. In the presentation, I put some stuff because I want you to focus on it, remember it, memorize it, because that's going to be easily an interview question. So today we talked about joins versus union. For doing joins, you can use merge join and lookup. For doing union, which is combining rows, you can use merge or union all. Merge join transformation, it can do inner, left, full join. It can accept only 2 sources. The source table should be sorted to use merges. If data is not sorted, then what you need to do is you have to use sort transformation. Very expensive. It's not a good idea. But if the data is sorted at the source, which is meaning like if it's coming from a database, you can write order by clause. Then you know the data that's coming, it's sorted already. In that case, you have to use is sorted property. You have to set it to true. And also merge joins, there's a property that's called treat nulls as nulls equal to true. By default, it will merge will join null equal to null. Well, like Carmen's department ID was null, still it found match. So you have to be careful about that. With merge join, you have to change that. We talked about it. And another thing is lookup transformation. Lookup transformation has 2 things. It has source table, reference table. And when you're writing a query for reference table, be careful, select only columns that you need. Otherwise, you are putting too much information into memory. Be careful. Caching options has full, partial, no cache. We talked about it. They are case sensitive. Be careful. Duplicates and nulls at reference table should be handled because nulls will be equal to null when you do full cache, right? Duplicates, lookup transformation does not care about duplicates, so you should be you should know that. And here's like there's a no match error, usually you will get it because if you remember, no match error happens when you have lookup transformation that let's say you are doing full cache, it will work perfectly fine. But when you do partial cache, when you say by default, it will it will be set to fail. And when it doesn't find cache, when the join operation, whenever it's matching, if it does not find match, by default you're saying is no match, fail the package. You have to be careful. You have to say either ignore failure, which will give you a left join, or you have to say redirect rows to a no match output. No match output will give you the matches inner join part and no matches here. And later on, you can actually connect them again. If you decide, you can actually union them all again. You know, like bring the matches and bring non-matches, and then you can create like as a left join result. You can do the same thing if you want. There are a lot of stuff that you can do. Basically, that's what it's talking about. No match. You have to row yielded no match error will happen because by default it's set to fail when the no match happens. So you have to choose between fail, ignore, redirect stuff. Case sensitivity is very important with lookup. Full cache will be case sensitive, but partial and no cache are not case sensitive because the partial and full that was sending the query to a database. Database will handle that for you. But when you're doing full cache, you have to use a transformation. For example, you can write derived column transformation tool, and then you use your join key to you turn everything into uppercase. So then you can actually you have to handle that situation. Duplicates. Lookup transformation. If there's a duplicate at the reference table, it's not going to care. As long as it finds first match, it's going to take the first match. Nulls. Null is equal to null when full cache. Partial no cache, it's not null. All right. Okay, and the next one is cache modes. There are 3 modes: full cache, partial cache, and no cache. I explained that in Excel sheet. I'm going to drop that Excel sheet too. Merge join and merge and union all, we talked about it. Their metadata should match in both of them because that's how union works, right? They should have equal number of columns. Their data type should be equal. The limitation with merge, it accepts only 2 sources. Union all, it can accept more than 2 sources. And needs source tables to be sorted. So merge join, it requires you to sort source tables. If data is not sorted, then you do you need to use source transformation, which is very expensive. Otherwise, you have to use the isSorted property. We talked about it. Union all does not have to be sorted. That's it. All the differences. This is different ways of joining data. I'm gonna share this all files with you guys. If you guys can send me as a homework this 3 packages, 4 merge join, lookup, and merge versus union all. 3 packages that we did in this course. I will send you guys video tonight so you can start working on it right. By tomorrow, I expect you guys to send me this 3 packages. If you guys are having like a difficulty, I can actually extend this, and you can send this to tonight's homework and plus tomorrow. We're not going to have a lot of homework, hopefully tomorrow. Mostly theoretical stuff that we'll see in some examples. That everything will be due by Monday. So you guys have some time studying, reading, and preparing, and you have to always keep revising the SQL, T-SQL. You should not don't forget what you learned in the SQL class, because interview questions, more than half of it will be all about SQL. SSIS will be less. SSRS Power BI will be less. Mostly T-SQL. All right, guys, have a good one. If you have a question, you can actually just text me on Telegram. All right. Recording.